What's up, Taiwan? I'm Yvonne. Thanks for joining us on TaiwanPlus. President Lai Ching-te spent the first day of 2025 at his first flag-raising ceremony as president. Thousands turned out to watch the event despite the cold temperatures. Leslie Liao was there.
A new day, a new year. Thousands of people have gathered at Taiwan's presidential office to mark the first day of 2025 with the traditional flag-raising ceremony. People arrived before dawn, braving chilly weather to witness President Lai Ching-te and Vice President Bi Kim-hsiao ring in the new year.
在台北那么久也没有过来升旗过，所以反正就是还有时间，就想说过来看看，要不然
新的一年，然后就是想说来体验一下升旗典礼，然后感受一下。
第一次来看那个101烟火，想要都已经1、2点了，就干脆来升旗一下。
对，我们要走得过来的，从信义走过来。
对，
走多久啊
？1小时。
1小时。
因为我们爱国啊，台湾 No.1。
This is Lai's first New Year's flag-raising ceremony since becoming president, but he did attend last year in his capacity as vice president. In his first address to the nation in 2025, Lai wished the people a happy new year.
各位国人同胞，我们同甘共苦，荣辱与共，我们一起流泪欢笑，我们都是一家人，都是 Team Taiwan。
The celebrations started early and will continue on throughout the day. A highlight of this year's program is a performance from Indonesian migrant worker band Juba Hitam. Their inclusion highlights the important role migrant workers play in Taiwan's society. Aside from performances, there's also going to be a market, movie screenings, and seminars, all to celebrate the beginning of 2025. Justin Wu and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
Lai used his New Year speech to urge Taiwanese people to keep walking firmly on the path of democracy. In his televised address, he spoke about achievements in 2024 and said the same Team Taiwan spirit is needed this year. Joyce then breaks down key messages from Lai's speech.
国际的局势快速变化，台湾更要继续以稳健的步伐向前迈进。
In his first New Year's address as president, Lai Ching-te encouraged the Taiwanese people to keep demonstrating to the international community the value of the country's democracy. Pointing to wins in technology, the economy, and world-class sporting events in 2024, Lai said Taiwan's efforts are being seen and praised despite continued coercion by neighboring China, threatening to take the self-ruled nation by force. Last year, Beijing launched large-scale military exercises dubbed Joint Sword around Taiwan after 2 of Lai's major speeches, viewing the elected president as a dangerous separatist. Looking ahead, Lai welcomed exchanges with China, but questioned Beijing's goodwill, given it limits things like Chinese tourism and visiting students to Taiwan.
我们欢迎跟中国进行 对等尊严、健康有序的交流，不必采取这些方法因为这对两岸的交流合作跟取得台湾人民的信任是没有任何帮助。
Lai and his ruling Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP, have also faced major tests domestically. Despite winning a historic 3rd straight term in top office, in the legislature, they lost their majority. Lawmakers clashed physically on multiple occasions over opposition party Kuomintang-led reform bills, supported by the smaller opposition force, the Taiwan People's Party. Lai recognized party factions are a part of democratic politics. He urged the resolve must be in line with the Constitution.
立法院所通过的争议性法案，行政院有权提出复议。
Lai says 2025 will be a challenging year for democracies, with ongoing wars in Ukraine and Gaza and threats from authoritarian regimes like those in China and Russia. Despite the challenges that may come, Lai affirmed that Taiwan's values in freedom and democracy, which have earned it global trust and partnership, are the country's only way forward. Andy Xue and Joyce Zhen for TaiwanPlus.
And for more on Lai's New Year's Day speech and the address given by Chinese President Xi Jinping the night before, Alec McDonald spoke to Taiwan-based political analyst Courtney Donovan-Smith.
Donovan, yesterday, President of China Xi Jinping held his New Year's Day speech, while early this morning, President Lai Ching-te of Taiwan held his New Year's Day speech. What marked differences in tone did you notice?
I think actually of the two, the one that was a little bit more flowery and positive sounding, at least, was Xi Jinping's, actually. He literally started out quite right near the beginning, talking about, we've seen winds and rain, but we've all seen rainbows. It was also shorter, which was interesting. However, a lot of it was just propaganda. A lot of it was just outright not true. I think that William Lai's speech did also have some flowery language in it, of course, but it was a little bit more concrete and down to earth. It was also considerably longer. I think that the important part of this speech, and it may go down in history depending on how things pan out going forward, in the tussle between the opposition parties and the DPP. Very specifically, he brought up that he intended to follow the Constitution. He reiterated this in no uncertain terms, which means he's signaling that he's going to go ahead, with the laws passed, although he did specify that he's going to bounce them back to the legislature to be reconsidered, which is a constitutional right.
I want to go back there to something that you said at the beginning, where you noticed Xi Jinping used a bit more flowery language. Do you believe that this is because President Lai Ching-te, inside a democratic system, and because of the challenges that he is facing in the legislature right now, has to talk a bit more frankly and use a bit more substance to reach out to his constituents?
Well, yes. I mean, President Lai is accountable to the public. He was democratically elected and so therefore is accountable. So I think that it's a little bit more in his interest and for the interest of the country specifically, is for him to, use this platform to talk about issues of substance. Now, of course, a lot of it is patting himself and his administration on the back, which you're entitled to do if it's a little self-serving. But he did also, bring in some substance, which is important. And, when given a chance, it's good to see, the president communicating issues of substance.
One of the cross-state relations matters which President Lai brought up was that he would like to see more exchanges with China. What do you think is behind the strategic positioning of this inside his speech? And is he positioning himself where he is offering a position of goodwill?
I think that he wants to position himself as appearing to be conciliatory and as offering an olive branch. However, I think he's pretty certain that, the Chinese side is not going to, might accept a little bit of this. Now, on the other hand, I do think that also is in many ways was more of an olive branch to the KMT and the TPP as well. I think he was sort of signaling to them that he's not hardline. He's also signaling to the Americans and also people locally, as well as analysts and journalists, that he's not the hardcore, rabid independence activist that he's been portrayed as.
That was Taiwan-based political analyst Courtney Donovan-Smith. The main opposition Kuomintang, or KMT, held its own flag-raising event outside party headquarters. In his speech, KMT chair Eric Zhu criticized President Lai and the ruling Democratic Progressive Party's actions in 2024.
尤其是赖清德政府之下，只能用一个字来形容，就是斗。赖政府、民进党斗在野党，斗全民，以少数甚至是双少数要斗多数，而两岸同样的要斗，不断的斗。
Zhu also stressed Taiwan's connections to China, saying the people of Taiwan are of Chinese heritage. He called for unity within the country in the year ahead for the peace and prosperity of Taiwan. Former Taipei Mayor Wen-je has officially resigned as chair of the political party he founded, the Taiwan People's Party, as he faces a corruption trial.
那今天我们开这个临时中央委员会，其实最重要是我个人要请辞党主席，因为我不可以让这个冗长的司法程序，你知道模糊焦点那干扰整个台湾民众党的发展。我不希望整个党被拖累，这样
It marks a significant political humbling for Ke, who ran for president in 2024 on a platform of disrupting Taiwan's two-party system. Ke won more than a quarter of votes in the election, but last week he was indicted on corruption charges. TPP legislator Huang Guochang will take over as acting chair until the party can hold a vote on its next leader. Female flight attendants and other staffers at Taiwan's flagship carrier are no longer required to wear skirts as their work uniform. China Airlines now lets female staffers choose between skirts or pantsuits. The change comes after Taiwan's National Human Rights Commission found airlines' dress codes violated an international gender discrimination treaty. Fireworks, prayers, and hopes for the new year. Nations across Asia ushered in 2025 with elaborate displays and performances. Harak Hughes reports.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go!
Welcoming the new year with a bang. Across Asia, millions of people celebrated the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. With countdowns and fireworks, drone shows, parades, and performances by native-born international artists. In Western Asia, fireworks and cheers reigned over the Syrian capital Damascus in the first New Year celebration in 50 years without an Assad in power. While in the east, a more muted approach in Japan, with the traditional ringing of the bell at midnight to mark the end of the old and bring in the new. In Taiwan, the iconic Taipei 101 exploded in color at the stroke of midnight. And just down the street, thousands of people brought in the new year with a Taiwanese classic movie and tears. Replicating the film's last scene, where at this location, the main character bursts into tears in the early hours of New Year's Day. No matter how the occasion was marked across the region, there are high hopes for 2025.
और बहुत अच्छा गुजरा अभी और जो है 2025 है उससे हमें बहुत अच्छी उम्मीद है इंशाल्लाह बहुत अच्छा रहेगा और हमारे पूरे पाकिस्तान पर अमान और अमन रहेगा
सभी लोगों को एक मिलजुल कर रहना चाहिए और अच्छे से नए साल का जश्न मनाएं और बहुत अच्छे से लोग रहें साथ में मिलजुल कर खुशियां बांटें और नए साल का
อยากเห็นสันติภาพอยากเห็นแบบโลกสวยงามขึ้นอะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะแล้วก็แบบชาวโลกทุกคนแบบมีความสุขทุกคนค่ะ
Whether through fireworks, prayers, or tears, millions of people across Asia ushered in 2025 together, welcoming the new year with open arms and shared hopes for happiness, peace, and new beginnings. Delphine Chen and Harel Hughes for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Finally, enjoy these shots of K-pop superstar Lisa's New Year's Eve performance in Bangkok. I'm Yvonne Yang, take care, and I'll see you next time.